FCCPC has now ended its public hearing over the controversial death of Peju Ugboma following an elective surgery at the Premier Specialist Medical Center. But the Commission says it will continue with its investigation by engaging more with experts, including those from the two hospitals who attended to the late chef up to the moment she passed on. Kemi Folade has more, after which we'd have business news with Tolulokpe Ogunjobi.
The only witness to give an expert testimony on Wednesday is a medical doctor licensed to practice in Nigeria. Dr. Ayade Akere, who is also trained in obstetrics and gynecology, now specializes in the review of quality medical processes at the John Stroger Hospital at Illinois in the U.S. He had been presented with the clinical notes of the late Mrs. Ugboma during the course of her surgical procedure at Premier SMC, and afterwards. The witness agrees with the management of the deceased when she developed reactions to the blood transfusions administered on her. But he noted that since her blood pressure remained low after the surgery, the beta blockers given to her to lower her high heart rate would have lowered her BP even further, potentially causing an acute renal failure or damage to her kidneys. He also says he would have preferred an earlier identification and intervention during the complications that arose in the instant case.
At that point, I would give bicarbonate and I would start doing electrolytes every 2 to 3 hours in anticipation to see, is potassium going to be okay? Is sodium going down? What's going on with calcium? So that you're not waiting until some of them, like the potassium went as high as 9.1. That's really not compatible with life.
This patient already. He also explained that the process of transferring a patient isn't automatic even in advanced countries, as facilities in the referral center may not be readily available.
For me, it's not so much the timing of the transfer, but more the care that should have been provided while the patient was at Premier.
The FCCPC says this hearing has been necessary not only for the fact-finding panel, but the Ugboma family, who in their search for closure are relieving their painful loss for a greater cause.
A regulatory process is superior to any particular investigation. And the reason why protecting the process is extremely important is that for people or entities that are targets of investigations, the very next day, you're the victim in another investigation.
Well, I think the procedure was very well put together. I would like to commend the FCCPC for, putting this up within a very short time. I think they gave a level playing field. All the parties were invited, and my only disappointment is the fact that Premier Hospital did not show up. Yeah.
Many are also hopeful that this process will progress smoothly and not be clogged by law enforcement and legal bottlenecks. Kemi Folade, TVC News, Lagos.